Welcome to the True Tomorrows podcast. Get ready for another mind-bending science fiction probe, folks.
Into the wildest galactic short stories out there.
That's right. We're diving deep into flash fiction, those incredible tales that feel like blockbuster sci-fi films, or maybe epic, best-selling short stories.
All condensed into a captivating journey. Just for you.
Exactly. And today, we've got not one, but two.
Two incredibly imaginative stories.
Yeah, two stories that really explore what happens when the unimaginable becomes reality. First up, we've got this dark, really high-concept story called The Red Exile. So picture this, right? It's 2142 and Earth. Total dystopian nightmare. Overpopulation, war, ecological disaster, the whole 9 yards.
It's grim.
Oh, absolutely. It's bleak. And so their solution, Project Red Exile, they basically decide to just round up all the criminals, the dissidents, anyone they deem undesirable, and ship them off to Mars.
A one-way trip.
Yeah, a one-way ticket to a desolate, completely barren Mars. Basically a prison planet with no guards, no laws, no escape.
The ultimate exile.
Right. But here's where it gets really interesting, okay? What happens when Earth just vanishes? Like, poof, gone.
Leaving these exiles as, what, the last remnants of humanity?
The last humans in the entire universe, potentially.
Yeah.
So we're going to delve into their desperate fight for survival and uncover the shocking truth behind Earth's disappearance.
Yeah.
What happened? Where did it go?
It's a great premise for exploring the depths of human nature under extreme pressure.
Right. And then we're going to switch gears. We're going from this grim, serious story to something way more lighthearted and fun.
A complete tonal shift.
Totally. A coming-of-age sci-fi adventure called Polymorph. So imagine, right? You've got this seemingly normal small town.
Briar Ridge.
Briar Ridge, yeah. And you've got this group of teenagers totally obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, who wasn't, right?
That's a pastime.
Totally.
Yeah.
But their lives take this wild turn when they stumble upon this alien artifact, some sort of nanotech thingamajig.
And this artifact allows them to do what?
Shapeshift. They can literally transform into their D&D characters.
That's incredible. Imagine the possibilities.
Right. But there's a catch. Their fantasy world, their D&D game, starts bleeding into reality.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And they're suddenly thrust into this interdimensional quest to save, well, everything.
A cosmic catastrophe in the making.
You got it. So get ready for sword fights at the local supermarket, maybe even a dragon attack during the high school football game. Who knows?
Sounds like a wild ride.
It's going to be fun, that's for sure. So buckle up, folks. We've got these two fantastic flash fiction stories lined up for your science fiction probe today.
Two very different journeys into the unknown.
Right. And we're going to unpack these wild galactic tales and see what incredible insights await. So let's jump right in, shall we? Let's start with the Red Exile and really break down this bleak reality they're facing.
A world on the brink.
Yeah. So the story kicks off in 2142.
Yeah.
Right. And Earth, let me tell you, it's a mess. We're talking overpopulation, constant warfare, ecological collapse. It's a total dystopian nightmare.
And their solution is Project Red Exile, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Project Red Exile. Like, the name itself is ominous. They decide to just pack up all the undesirables and ship them off to Mars.
It's a pretty brutal approach to population control.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not just talking about shoplifters here. These are hardened criminals, political rebels, anyone who dared to challenge the system.
Anyone deemed a threat, essentially.
Yeah, anyone they want to get rid of, basically.
Yeah.
They're loaded onto these automated prison ships, no pilots, no crew, just a one-way ticket to Mars. And these ships, they don't exactly land gracefully. They're designed to just crash into these pre-built, walled penal colonies.
No amenities, no support system.
Nope. Just survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
The dog-eat-dog world out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the setting is, it's crucial to understanding everything that unfolds. This is a brutal, unforgiving landscape that really sets the stage for the story.
It's a pressure cooker of desperation.
Right. And now, let's talk about the characters, the individuals who find themselves in this horrifying situation. First, we have Jace Zero Carter. He's our protagonist, I guess you could say.
If you can call him that in this bleak scenario.
Yeah, it's debatable. He's a 26-year-old ex-soldier, framed for war crimes. Tough as nails, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And he quickly rises to power, becomes the leader of this brutal gang called the Red Fangs.
The Red Fangs, huh? Sounds intimidating.
Oh, they are. They control the vital resources, the oxygen, the water, everything. Basically, they rule this little corner of Mars.
So he's a warlord then, ruling through force.
Pretty much. But there's something interesting about him, right? The story hints at this buried sense of honor. Like, deep down, there's a code he lives by.
A moral compass. even in this lawless environment.
Yeah, it's this weird contradiction. It makes you wonder if even the worst of us are capable of, I don't know, some kind of redemption or something.
Makes him a more complex character, that's for sure.
Then we've got Lena Voss. She's our tech whiz, our hacker extraordinaire. She got exiled for, well, for exposing some of Earth's dirty secrets.
They're clandestine space programs, right?
Yep. So she's understandably distrustful of authority, but she's also fiercely independent and determined to figure out what's going on. Her hacking skills become really important as the story unfolds, so keep her in mind.
She's the one with the potential to unlock the truth.
Absolutely. And then there's Arlo Vega. Now, this guy is a bit of a wild card. He's a physicist, brilliant, but also seems a little unstable.
Unstable how?
Well, he keeps rambling about this ancient machine on Mars, a machine that can supposedly rewrite reality. Claims that Earth's leaders exiled him to silence him, to keep this secret buried.
A machine that can rewrite reality, that's a pretty big claim.
It is. And it makes you wonder, right? Is he just crazy? Or could he actually be humanity's last hope? It's this central question that drives a lot of the story's suspense.
The classic trope of the ostracized visionary.
Exactly. Now, we can't forget about the antagonist, Rex Knives Salazar. This guy has bad news. He's an ex-gang leader, used to ruling a criminal empire back on Earth. And when he gets to Mars, he sees it as nothing more than a new kingdom to conquer.
So he's the one stirring up trouble.
Oh, yeah. He's constantly vying for power, causing chaos, and he's not afraid to use violence to get what he wants.
A classic power-hungry villain.
Totally. And then we have Nova Kim. She's the youngest of the group, just 19 years old. But what makes her unique is that she was actually born on Mars in one of these prison colonies.
So she's never known anything else.
Nope. Mars is her home, and she's a total survival expert, knows the terrain, knows how to scavenge for resources, the whole deal. Her perspective is really interesting because she's completely disconnected from Earth, from everything they've lost.
She represents a new generation adapted to this harsh environment.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got this group of, let's say, colorful individuals all trying to survive on this desolate Mars. And then one night, something truly unbelievable happens. Earth just disappears.
Disappears just like that.
Vanishes without a trace. No warning, no explanation. 1 minute it's there, the next it's gone.
I can't even imagine the panic that would ensue.
It's total chaos. The exiles are completely cut off, alone in the universe. And Lena, our hacker, she starts digging into the remaining Earth tech on Mars. And what she finds is way more terrifying than just some random planetary destruction.
It wasn't destroyed, was it?
Nope. Earth wasn't destroyed, it was erased. Erased from existence. Like someone or something went back in time and deleted it.
That's chilling. A deliberate act of erasure.
And the implications are terrifying. If something could erase an entire planet, what's to stop it from doing the same to Mars?
It raises the stakes considerably.
Oh, yeah. So the already fragile social order on Mars completely crumbles. The gangs start fighting even more viciously over the dwindling resources. And then people start disappearing.
Disappearing how?
Not dying, not getting killed, just ceasing to exist, like they were never there at all. It's this creeping sense of dread, this fear that reality itself is unraveling.
That's a whole new level of horror.
It is. It really is. And then, in the midst of all this chaos, Lena picks up on a faint signal coming from deep beneath the Martian surface.
A signal? What kind of signal?
It's this weird energy pulse. And Arlo, the physicist, he suddenly freaks out. He's like, I told you so. I told you about the machine.
The machine that can rewrite reality.
The very same. He claims this signal is coming from this ancient machine buried deep beneath Olympus Mons.
And Earth's leaders tried to silence him because they knew about it?
Exactly. They knew about this machine and whatever power it holds, and they were terrified of it. So, out of desperation, this really unlikely alliance starts to form.
The exiles have to band together.
They have to.
Yeah.
They realize that finding this machine might be their only hope of survival. Of course, Rex, the power-hungry gang leader, he's got his own plans. He sees this machine as a way to seize ultimate control, to reshape reality to his liking.
Of course he does.
So they set off on this dangerous journey deep beneath the Martian surface, and they find something truly mind-blowing. Ancient, non-human structures.
Evidence of an alien civilization on Mars.
It blows everything they thought they knew wide open. Who built these structures? What were they doing here? Were they here before humans? It's a huge mystery.
A tantalizing glimpse into the past.
Totally. And eventually they find it, the source of the signal. The archive. It's this massive alien supercomputer filled with data from countless civilizations across the galaxy.
And what did they find in this archive?
They found simulations, detailed simulations of entire civilizations being destroyed, including a perfect recreation of Earth right before it vanished. And the horrifying truth is revealed. Earth wasn't destroyed by some random accident. It was deliberately deleted by something called the Nullwave.
The Nullwave, what is that?
It's not an alien invasion. It's not a weapon. It's more like a cosmic immune system. It wipes out civilizations that reach a certain level of self-destruction.
So it's a force that maintains balance in the universe.
In a way, yeah. It prevents civilizations from becoming too destructive, too dangerous.
And Mars was humanity's second chance.
It was. The Nullwave gave them a fresh start, a chance to rebuild. But their constant infighting, their brutality, it proved they hadn't learned their lesson. And now the Nullwave is coming for them.
It's a pretty bleak commentary on humanity's nature.
It is. But they still have a choice. They can use the machine to send out a warning to other civilizations, potentially saving them from the same fate. But it's a risky move. It could also reveal their location to the Nullwave, bringing about their immediate destruction. And then there's Rex. He wants to seize control of the machine, rewrite reality to suit his own twisted desires.
So it's a race against time with multiple threats converging.
Exactly. And the story culminates in this epic, brutal battle for control of the machine. And in a truly surprising twist, Jace, the hardened gang leader, he sacrifices himself to activate the machine, ensure that the warning message gets sent out. Their final message is this defiant roar against the darkness. We are here. We are the last. And we will not go quietly.
A powerful last stand.
Absolutely. And the story ends with this sense of, I don't know, maybe a glimmer of hope. The Nullwave doesn't erase Mars, but it changes the remaining exiles. They become something new, adapted to Mars, maybe even possessing some kind of, I don't know, heightened abilities. The true Martians, if you will. And somewhere out there, across the vastness of space, their message is received.
By whom? We don't know.
That's right. The story leaves us with so many unanswered questions. What will happen to these new Martians who receive their message? It's a haunting, thought-provoking ending.
It really makes you think about the resilience of life and the vastness of the universe.
Okay, so after that heavy dose of existential dread, let's switch gears to something a little lighter, a little more fun. Let's talk about Polymorph. This one's got a totally different vibe.
From cosmic horror to teenage hijinks.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this story takes place in a seemingly normal small town called Briar Ridge. You know, the kind of place where nothing exciting ever happens. But beneath the surface, there's a huge secret.
An ancient alien relic, right?
You got it. The polymorph engine. It's this incredibly powerful device capable of altering reality itself. It's been lying dormant for who knows how long, just waiting to be activated.
And who stumbles upon this ancient artifact?
Well, none other than a group of D&D-obsessed teenagers. We've got Max, the dungeon master. He's the brains of the operation, always coming up with crazy plans. And then there's Jade. She's the edgy one, the loner.
The classic rogue character.
Exactly. And Ryan, he's the muscle, the protector. And then there's Samir, the skeptic, always questioning everything. And finally, we have Lucy, the quiet one, the observer.
So it's a classic D&D party dynamic.
Totally. And they're all about to have their lives turned upside down.
Because they activate the polymorph engine.
Yep. They find this weird metallic cube during a camping trip. And Max, being Max, can't resist messing with it. And boom, he accidentally activates it, sending this pulse of energy across Briar Ridge.
And then the transformations begin.
Oh, yeah. The next morning, they wake up, and things are weird. Like, really weird.
Yeah.
They start developing strange abilities, powers that match their D&D characters.
So they literally become their characters.
It's crazy, right? Max, he can suddenly control energy, cast spells, the whole deal. Jade becomes super agile, can disappear into shadows. Ryan, he transforms into this massive, hulking barbarian.
And their dice rolls start affecting reality.
Yeah, that's the wild part. A critical fail in their game might cause a car to crash in real life. A natural 20. They might bend the laws of physics. It's pure chaos, but also hilarious.
A chaotic blend of fantasy and reality.
And to make things even more interesting, creatures from their D&D games start appearing in Briar Ridge.
Like what? Dragons? Orcs?
Who knows? The story doesn't specify, but you can imagine the possibilities.
Sounds like things could get out of hand pretty quickly.
Oh, they do. But they also have to deal with some serious threats. First, there's the mystery of these Zephorians, the ancient aliens who created the polymorph engine.
What happened to them?
Nobody knows. They vanished long ago, leaving behind this incredibly powerful and unstable technology.
And then there's the Hollow King.
Yeah, the big baddie of the story. He's this terrifying entity trapped between dimensions, and he wants to use the polymorph engine to reshape Earth in his own image. A world of endless war and suffering.
That doesn't sound good.
Nope, not at all. And as if that wasn't enough, they also have to deal with the Black Dice.
Who are they?
They're a secret government organization that's been watching the polymorph engine for years. And their solution to this whole mess: eliminate the teenagers.
That seems a bit extreme.
Yeah, but they're convinced it's the only way to stop the engine from causing a complete reality meltdown.
So it's the three-way conflict.
Exactly. The kids, the Hollow King, and the Black Dice. It's a recipe for disaster.
And the fate of the world hangs in the balance.
No pressure.
Right.
So the kids quickly realize that the polymorph engine is incomplete, unstable. They need to find something called the Dungeon Core to stabilize reality and prevent further chaos.
And the Hollow King is trying to manipulate them.
Oh, yeah. He wants to trick them into opening a portal that will allow him to fully enter their world.
So they have to be careful who they trust.
Exactly. And the climax of the story is this incredible battle between the kids, the Hollow King, and the Black Dice. It all comes down to their final D&D session, which somehow becomes the key to sealing the portal and saving the world.
That's a pretty cool concept.
It is. And the fate of the universe is literally decided by a roll of the dice. If they roll a natural 20, they win. The portal is sealed, the Hollow King is defeated, and things slowly return to normal.
But if they roll a natural one...
Game over. The Hollow King wins, and Earth is transformed into a nightmarish hellscape.
High stakes indeed.
No kidding. And even if they win, there's this lingering sense of unease. The artifact is still out there, hidden somewhere in Briar Ridge. And as they're packing up their D&D stuff, they hear a whisper, "Roll for initiative." It's this chilling reminder that the game is never truly over.
That's a great ending. It leaves you wanting more.
It does, doesn't it? So we've got these two amazing flash fiction stories. The Red Exile, a dark, gritty tale of survival and sacrifice against a backdrop of cosmic horror.
And Polymorph, a fun, action-packed adventure about a group of teenagers who literally become their D&D characters.
Two very different stories, but both incredibly imaginative and thought-provoking.
They both explore the idea of what happens when our reality is disrupted, whether by forces beyond our control or by our own actions.
Exactly. And they leave us with a lot to think about. What would we do if we were faced with the same challenges as the exiles in the Red Exile? How would we handle the power of the polymorph engine?
They're great conversation starters, that's for sure.
So what did you think of these stories? What stood out to you? What questions did they raise in your mind? Let us know in the comments.
And if you enjoyed this science fiction probe into the world of flash fiction, be sure to subscribe to the True Tomorrows podcast for more exciting deep dives into the universe of tomorrow.
We'll be back next week with another amazing story, so stay tuned. Until then, keep those imaginations running wild. And remember, rate and follow the True Tomorrows podcast for more captivating True Tomorrows.